hope this time is going to be better. Hi, Tatenda. How are you? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened to my live. It was echoing a lot, so I've just started a new live. So I'm just waiting for people to join. Hopefully, they will join. Hi, Benilda. Sorry, Benilda. I don't know what happened to my live. It was echoing. I could hear myself speaking from this side. That's why I had to end the other one because I couldn't talk. I could hear myself from this side. So that's why I decided to start afresh so that we understand each other. So I'm just waiting for a few people to join. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Monica. You can now hear me. Let me know if you can hear me clearly with no echoes so that we start. Hi, Tembi. Hi, Priska. So a few people have joined, guys. So today, from the title of the video, I'm sure you can see this has been going around a lot and a lot of people have been asking me questions. I'll read this particular item which was shared in the Telegram group today. For those who are in the Telegram group, they know what prompted me to do this video today. So I'll actually share the message which was posted on the Telegram group today, and then I'll comment or I'll let you know on these jobs which are said to be in the NHS, and they can actually offer you free visa sponsorship from overseas. So this is what was sent in our Telegram group today, of which I've nothing against it because the individual was actually, motivating people not to just put their eggs in one basket. So it reads, I think we have become so conditioned with healthcare assistant and support worker and care jobs that we totally forget that NHS has so many other cadre and categories of jobs that give visa sponsorship. And those jobs are not popular or common, and some you have never heard of before. Try your luck applying. You might be shocked. The March 11th deadline for carer not to bring your dependents is only for care assistant and senior care assistant because those jobs have been abused. But jobs like bed coordinator, nursing assistant, nurse associate, recovery worker, mental health, nurse assistant, radiography assistant, etc. There are so many assistant jobs that give visa sponsorship and all are available in the NHS. Let's broaden our horizon and thinking. Start applying to other kind of jobs. So this individual was actually encouraging people to apply to other jobs. I'm sure you have heard that you can move to UK to come and work as a bed coordinator. You can move to UK to come and work in any other field other than a care assistant. So the thing is, guys, for you to be able to move to UK as a care assistant is because the government bent a bit of its rules to allow care workers to come and work in the UK because of the critical shortage of care workers. Otherwise, care workers were not in the shortage occupational list and they are temporarily in the shortage occupation list. So can you move to UK to come and work as a bed coordinator? When you are moving to UK, the UK uses what we call a point-based system. And when they're using a points-based system, it simply means that for you to be able to get a visa to come to UK, you need to have at least 70 points to be able to apply for a visa. And those 70 points are mandatory, guys. So why am I saying you cannot come to UK as a bed coordinator? You cannot come to UK as a pharmacy assistant. It's because those jobs are not in the shortage occupation list. You understand, guys? Those jobs are, I will repeat that statement. Those jobs are not in the shortage occupation list. You cannot go to the shortage occupation list and find a bed coordinator. Which shortage occupation list do you know that has got a bed coordinator, guys? I haven't seen it. And if you look at this, if you look at the points-based system, guys, one of the points that you need to get is 20 points. And those 20 points, even if they're not mandatory, they come from a job which is in the shortage occupation list. Which means if you are applying for a job, if you are applying for a visa, the visa that you have is supposed to indicate the shortage occupation list code for that particular job. So, do you know the shortage occupation list for a bed coordinator that you can use for you to relocate from overseas to come to UK to work as a bed coordinator? Because it's not there in the shortage occupation list. So do you understand what I'm saying, guys? See, when they are offering visa sponsorship, remember that there are two types of certificate of sponsorship. There's the undefined COS and the defined COS. Undefined COS, it means that they are offering visa sponsorship to people who are here within the UK. And the defined certificate of sponsorship, it means they are offering certificate of sponsorship to people who are outside the United Kingdom. And for you to be eligible for that certificate of sponsorship when you're outside the United Kingdom, you have to meet the eligibility criteria. You have to make sure that you score 70 in the points-based system. So if you look at the points-based system, I'll check it here. So a total of 70 points is needed to be able to apply to work in the UK. You need those 70 points. So characteristics. For 20 points, 1, you need to have a job offer approved, offer of job by approved sponsor. That's 20 points. 2, job at appropriate skill level, and this is mandatory, is also 20 points. So when they say appropriate skill level, they want something which is above A level. Mostly they want degrees. It's only the healthcare assistant jobs where they were lenient because of the shortage. But there is no critical shortage of bed coordinators in UK. You understand, guys? There is no critical shortage of pharmacy assistant jobs here in UK. You have not seen anywhere where they announced in the news that, oh, there is a critical shortage of pharmacy assistants. We now need to hire from overseas. The only job from what this guy mentioned, we've got things like a mental health care assistant. All those jobs, guys, whether it's a mental health care assistant or whatever, if you read the occupation code 6145 care workers and home carers has been added to the shortage occupation list and related job titles. So the related job titles are care assistant, 1, care worker, carer, home care assistant, home carer, and support worker. So which means if you see all these other roles, whether you're seeing a support worker or mental health assistant, whatever, they all fall under the shortage occupation list 6145. Them falling under the shortage occupation list 6145, it simply means that if you apply to that job, after the 11th of March, you will not be able to bring your dependents to the United Kingdom. So there is nothing like if you apply to a mental health assistant, a care assistant, or if you apply to other jobs like a bed coordinator, you will not get a job as a bed coordinator here in UK hiring you from overseas. There are people with undefined sponsors that they can sponsor within the UK. You understand me, guys? I don't know, before I proceed, do we have any questions? Let me check questions so that I answer them before I proceed. Can nurses come as a nurse assistant? Yes, you can come as a nurse assistant, Priska. I know of two nurses from Ghana who managed to secure jobs as nurse assistants within the NHS. But these ones, they were particularly nursing and midwives, and they got jobs in the NHS as nursing assistants, but in nursing assistants in maternity. Right. Let me see. If you've got questions, throw in the questions, guys, before I proceed. So I've said this and I'll say this again. Guys, may you kindly like this video. We currently have 0 likes on the video. Please just smash that like button. It's free. You don't pay anything for smashing the like button. Smash that like button so that I proceed. If I see at least 10 likes, then I can proceed. There are 94 of us. Just if 10 likes, just 10 likes, guys, so that I proceed. 10 likes so that I also see that you appreciate what I'm sharing with you guys. All right. Tatenda Popo, I personally struggle to go through the NHS port application page. When it comes to applying for NHS jobs, guys, you really need to be patient. Only those who are patient can get jobs within the NHS. And of course, the NHS is offering visa sponsorship from overseas. But like they clearly stated in their website, and like I clearly stated the previous time, code 6145, code 6146, you are not going to be able to bring your dependents after the 11th of March. The only code that you can bring your dependents is 6141, which is for the nursing assistants and the nursing auxiliaries. There was a mention that you can even come as a, what is this nurse associate. You cannot come as a nurse associate to UK, guys, unless you are a nurse, because it requires you to register with the NMC. That's what you have to understand. So let this point be clear to you guys. All these other roles, that a bed coordinator, what, you will not be able to secure those jobs in UK simply because they are not in the shortage occupation list. I hope I make myself clear. Do you have any questions there? Rita, healthcare assistant is 6141 in NHS. It's not all healthcare assistant jobs which are 6141 in NHS, my dear. Remember, when you're working in the NHS, there are different bands. There's 6141, there's 6145, there's band 2, there's band 3, there's band 4. And obviously, a band 2 and a band 4 cannot both be in 6141 because the duties are different. You discover that someone who is a band 4, who can fall under a 6141, is able to do things like venipuncture, is able to do things like ECG. I was admitted in hospital last week, and the individual who did all my vitals, the individual who drew my bloods, the individual who did all my ECG, everything, was a band 4 nursing assistant. So it's not all healthcare assistant jobs which are 6141, because it's not all care assistants who are trained to withdraw bloods, who are trained to do ECG, who are trained to put catheters, who are trained to do catheter care and all those things. So there's a difference. That's what you have to understand. A healthcare assistant who's under 6141 cannot do all those things, which means if you're applying to the NHS job, you're applying to go and do the activities of daily living, where you're going to be bathing the patient, grooming, assisting with mobility, assisting with feeding, repositioning, and all those things. So that's the difference. Hi, Popo, what's the maximum age limit for a care worker? Even if you are 65, you can work as a care worker. I work with care assistants who are in their 70s. So as long as you have energy, most of the time we say the retiring age is 65. So if the retiring age is 65, I know people, I know relatives who have come to UK at age 60 to come and work as healthcare assistant. What is important is your energy levels. Do you have the energy to work? Are you going to be able to run around? Are you going to be able to stand on your feet for 12 good hours? if you are able to stand on your feet for 12 good hours, if for instance you are working in a care home or you are working in a hospital, then you are good to go. Even if you are 61, you apply. The only disadvantage that is there, if you are applying as someone who is older, let me say maybe you are in your late 50s or you are in your early 60s, maybe you are 55, is when it comes to settlement, yes, you can get your indefinite leave to remain, but for you to get a mortgage, it will be difficult, because a mortgage, they normally want you to have at least 20 years or 25 years remaining for you to work. For example, if you are 40 years, we know that you've got 25 years until retiring age. But if you come and you're 50 years old, it will be difficult for you to get a mortgage. You understand? Because they'll be calculating that, okay, if you are 60 and we give you a 25-year mortgage, it means that what is 60 plus 25, which means you'll be around 85. And obviously, at 85, you cannot be going to work as a care assistant, because for them to give you a mortgage, you should be able to pay off that mortgage. So they know that if you're 85, probably you will not be working at 85, because we know we get old. So that is the only downside of coming to UK as someone who is elderly. However, people come to UK for different reasons, and another individual can say, okay, I can come and work from 60 to 65 years old, and I just accumulate those funds, then I use that money, I'll go back to my country and use that money for retirement, because all I want to do is to earn them pounds so that I prepare myself for retirement. So whatever age you are, 60, you can still come and work as a care assistant here in UK. Okay, let's see other questions. I sent you an email about a CV. You haven't responded. My dear, I receive. See, I've got, you see on YouTube, there are over 60,000 subscribers. See on, what do you call this, on TikTok, there are over 50,000 subscribers. And each individual can send me an email. So per given day, I can receive 50 emails, and it's not possible for me to respond to all emails. Other than that, I receive messages on Telegram, I receive messages on Instagram, I respond to messages on WhatsApp, not on WhatsApp, I respond to messages on YouTube here, I respond to messages on Facebook, and I'm only one person. So it's impossible for me to respond to each and every email and each and every message that I get. Otherwise, I'll need more than 24 hours per day just to respond. So Annabelle says, if already in UK, will one be able to bring their dependents after the March deadline? If you're already in UK, or even if you are outside UK and your visa is granted before the 11th of March and you travel to UK, your COS will be clearly stating that you got your certificate of sponsorship before the 11th of March, because your certificate of sponsorship will be written the start date and the end date. So I've been seeing people advising others that, oh, you've got your visa outside UK, quickly apply for your dependents. No one has got that money to apply for dependents to come. But what you have to know is that even if you come here to UK, when you are now applying for a visa, you are using the COS which was assigned before the 11th of March. So if your COS was assigned before the 11th of March, you cannot be affected by anything which happens after the 11th of March. So people are just causing panic. Apply now, blah, blah, blah. No. If your COS is issued before the 11th of March, the rules that apply to you are the current rules that are before the 11th of March, which means you can come to UK and you can apply for your dependents, because before the rule was passed, you had your COS at hand. All right. I'm a nurse from Nigeria. Please, how can I search for nurse assistant jobs in the NHS? You simply go to their website, my dear. Like NHS has got it's like track jobs. You go and search for track jobs. And if you search in track jobs, you can actually find the the nursing assistant jobs, you can find the care assistant jobs, you can find the senior care assistant jobs, and all these other support worker jobs, whether it's mental health support worker, whether it's whatever support worker, all those jobs, they fall under the nursing assistant jobs. And another thing that I say to you guys is that do not panic over this issue that, oh, you cannot bring your dependents, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, there are other shortage occupation list codes which are allowed to bring their dependents, which are still nursing assistants as well. You can come to UK and then you can switch your visa. Switch your visa to visa 6141 by simply applying to that role. So do not shy away and say, oh, I'm not going to come to UK because I cannot bring my family. It's not over until it's over, guys. Come to UK and figure it out when you are here in UK. I always say that. And what I always emphasize is before you give up on coming to UK, look at your circumstances. Yes, it's difficult to leave your family behind, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot leave your family behind. Yes, it's difficult to stay 2, 3 months, 4, 5, 6, 10 months without your family, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to die because you have left your family for 10 months. We've got people who go to war. We've got people who are soldiers. When we grew up, you know, most of us who are out there in African countries, that when we grew up, we knew that our fathers were soldiers. They were going to war. They're going to Congo. They're going to DRC for war. And they'll stay 2 years in DRC. But when they come back with millions of, even if it's not millions in the literal sense, millions of US dollars. And then they build a big family home. Then they start a business. Then you live happily ever after. You understand? So just don't give up and say, oh, you come and come, even if it means you come and work for however long you want to work. You understand, guys? Let me see if we've got any more questions. Jabulani, okay. I'm just working on putting up and up for NHS supporting statement. It seems there's no company still recruiting. What can be the problem? You used to give us links beside NHS. See, guys, yes, I used to give you links before NHS. Now what is happening is, because I find it so annoying, is I get links. I do search for links on every single day. And instead of like I do a video. So if I post that video, I check the jobs. You know, you upload the video before you post it. By the time I check the jobs, I check the links that I would have put in the description box. The jobs have been taken. There are no jobs. People have applied. The link is no longer viable. The link is no longer valid. I posted even some 2-3 weeks back before I took some time off. The jobs that I posted same day, which were open in the morning, I put up that video. By end of day, those posts were already shut. So you see, that's where the problem is. That of course there are links. I do get links every day. I do have links. Even today, I do have links that I had compiled. You understand? But they quickly fill up. Unless if you want a situation whereby it doesn't matter, I'll just post the link. You try what you try. If it expires after 4 hours, it is what it is. I can do that. It's not a problem. What about assistant practitioner in occupational therapy? Practitioner. What is a practitioner in the first place? Occupational therapy is not a nursing, and you cannot get a visa sponsorship under occupational therapy there, because it's not a nursing assistant job. Only the roles, the assistants, where the only assistant roles that you can get is where you are under the 6146, where you are a care assistant, not an occupational therapy assistant. Care assistant, where you are going to be caring for patients. Amelia, can you please say hi? It would make my day. I love your videos and I'm a subscriber. Hi, Amelia. Thank you for loving my videos. I hope I've made your day. And thank you for liking this video, because I can see your like there. Bomboklat. I don't know what Bomboklat is. Ukrainian Indian. I don't know what Bomboklat means. Hi, Popo. Is there any chance for the UK government to release COS this month? The COS are being released, guys. It's not like the government has stopped releasing some COS. The only problem is they are not just giving away the COS just like that, because we all know what the problem is. We all know that a lot of companies have had their sponsor licenses revoked because of all these scandals which have been going on, guys. So because of those scandals, they cannot just give the COS without doing thorough evaluation and examination and seeing that the company is complying. There is a job offer for you. You're going to get your hours. You are really needed in that organization. You're not going to come here to UK and start crying that I have no hours, because people have been coming to UK and they've been applying, they've been sending letters to the Home Office day in, day out. I am suffering. I came to UK. I have no hours. Please help. I have no place to stay. So it's only fair for the Home Office to make sure that when they're issuing you a certificate of sponsorship, you are going to get a genuine job. You are going to work the required hours. You are going to have a safe place to stay and all those things, guys. So that is why they are delaying. I know people are saying, let my COS come before the 11th of March, or the government is delaying, it's waiting for the 11th of March. No, the government is following protocol and people are getting their COS. Day in, day out, I do get people sending me messages. Popo, I now have my COS. Popo, I've applied for my visa. Popo, I'm coming to UK. You understand, guys? So they are issuing out certificate of sponsorship. If, for example, your company has not issued your certificate of sponsorship, probably the Home Office is scrutinizing that company. That's why it's taking too long. And if they find that there is something wrong with that company, they might not give you a COS. So when you're waiting for a COS, bear in mind, you might get it, you might not get it. That is the reality on the ground. Hi, Clarice from Cape Town. Okay, so Mrs. Tess says, hi, Popo, my brother just received a COS. You see what I've just said? My brother just received a COS, which means they are what? Issuing the COS. Can I apply for his visa together? Can I apply for his visa together with his wife and child? On the visa application, when they ask for a statement, is that the person statement, or they need one? I don't know whether when you say statement, you are referring to proof of funds. If you are referring to proof of funds, you cannot send a bank account or anyone's bank account. You as the individual, if I'm Pauline Moyo and they need proof of funds from me and my family, the proof of funds should be under my name, and it should be under my name for 28 consecutive days before I apply for a visa. And I have to have at least 1,270 pounds for myself, and then each family member, I don't know how much it is, start from 630 pounds, whatever, for each family member. So you have to have the adequate amount proof of funds under your name, not under anyone's name. So they have to have those proof of funds for 28 days. But if you got a certificate of sponsorship now, which means already certificate of sponsorship is written, the start date and the end date, the issue date and whatever, which means they will not be affected by whatever rules come on the 11th of March. You are doing a great job. Thanks, Charity. Okay, Arinze, I will post links. I don't want to promise lives, but I had promised in my last live that I'm going to post some jobs. So as I checked, the bricklayer jobs, they are still open. They still need people under the bricklayers. The primary jobs, they are still open. That is for teachers, and the kindergarten, whatever that is below primary, kindergarten jobs, they are still open. Only a few care worker jobs, like the support worker jobs, some of them are still open. So this is what, 1838. So early hours of morning, I'll just do one video voiceover and expect it tomorrow morning. I'll post it tomorrow morning. If there are any links for care assistant jobs, I'll search between now and morning, and then early hours of morning. If there are any links, I'll add to the video together with these other jobs and then post in the morning. So expect the video in the morning. Even if it's one link, it is what it is. I'm going to share with you, and whosoever is lucky can apply. All right. And then Benilta says, thanks, Sis Popo, for responding. We can't spend a week without your videos. We lose hope. Thank you, Benilta. Now that I am feeling much better now, I think I look very much alive today. I'll be posting, I'll be consistent, I'll be posting more frequently because the energy levels are back. So expect to get tired because I'll be posting videos day after day. Can you tell again for teacher jobs? Abiel, see, for teachers, unlike these other jobs, like the bed coordinators, like the ambulance assistants, like the pharmacy assistants, blah, 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 teacher jobs are in the shortage occupation list. You heard me say bricklayer. Bricklayer jobs are in the shortage occupation list, which means if they're in the shortage occupation list, when it comes to the UK points-based system, you'll be able to get a visa because it is that particular job where they say it's job at appropriate skill level. So teacher jobs are the jobs which are at an appropriate skill level that you can actually apply to, and you all meet the eligibility criteria, and you get your 70 points because it's in the shortage occupation list. Unlike these other jobs which are not in the shortage occupation list, which simply means you cannot get a job. So for teacher jobs, I'll just elaborate a bit. I'll post the video in the morning. I'll elaborate a bit. What is it that you are required for you to become a teacher? Because these jobs, they are not only starting, they are for September 2024. So it means if there's for September 2024 and they need a QTS or whatever it is, by September 2024, we are only in February, you would have done something. See, because the closing date for these jobs, I think is around August or something like that. And then they'll interview you or whatever. It's around July. But the start date for these jobs is September 2024. Understand? So I'll post, and then you just go through the link, and then also go through the government website and see what is it that is required for you to get a QTS here in the UK. All right. Can you teach us how to write the supporting statement for nurse assistant? Okay, I will teach you how to write just now that I'm back on my feet, because I've been promising, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we make promises, but sometimes it's beyond your control that all of a sudden you're not feeling well, because guys, I've been dead, literally. Past 2 weeks I was dead, literally. But I'm now back on my feet. So yes, I'll try to do more of these videos and post them. Okay. NHS supporting statement is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'll just do it. It doesn't even take too long. Let me make a promise. Today is what? Tuesday. What's today? I don't even know what day it is today. By the end of this week ends on Sunday, I'm going to post a video on the NHS supporting statement. By the end of this week. That one is a promise. All right. Ashley, I love you, my sister. I love you more. And thank you for the information. You're welcome. UK CV format. If you're not able to do your own CV, I do offer services at a minimum charge. I do CVs. I'll leave the link in the description box. You can hook up with me and I do your CV for you. Like I said in my last video, I was quite happy because 3 people were actually called for interviews and 1 was successful. I have to follow up on others. I haven't followed up. 1 was successful from these CVs that we drafted, because I started drafting CVs in January, and I was quite happy for people to come back that, Popo, I've had over 200 applications, but I sent your CV, and 1 had actually 3 interviews scheduled. So honestly, I'm excited. I know what I'm doing, because I always say that when when you're applying for a job, even if you are to draft your own CV, guys, I'll emphasize this. They are now using the application tracking system to select CVs. That's why you see that when we post a job, it's not like someone is going to be sitting, waiting to say that, okay, now I've got 200 applications. Let me close the applications. No, they utilize the application tracking system, and the application tracking system will automatically choose the best CVs which actually have the keywords which are needed for that particular job offer, because you need to have at least 22 keywords. And according to research, they've seen that people have got an average of 6 to 12 words as their keywords. So which means if the application tracking system is designed that it takes 22 keywords from your CV, if you don't have those 22 keywords, your CV will automatically go to the recycle bin, because application tracking system will choose 200 CVs from those who are able to beat the application tracking system. And once they've gotten the 200 CVs, they automatically send a link that this job is expired. So even if you are applying using your own CV, you look at the job description of whatever job that you're applying to. Use word cloud. I don't know whether you know what word cloud is. Use word cloud to see the keywords which are going to come out, because what you do is you scan that whatever the job description, or you scan the whole job description, what you're expected, and the roles and whatever, and you paste in the word cloud, and you use the word cloud to generate the keywords, and the word cloud will generate the keywords, and those keywords which are bigger and are popping out are the ones that you use in your CV. And you make sure that you've got at least 22 of them, and then you can apply for a job after seeing that you at least have the keywords, because you're just comparing. You just use those keywords to compare with your CV. Do I have this in my CV? Do I have that in my CV? If you don't have those things in your CV, then you have to make sure that you add them so that you stand higher chances, because the competition is very stiff. Ahmad, there'll be a link in the description box, and the link will tell you the prices for the CVs. I don't know how much they are, but what I know is that they are very cheap. Truck driver jobs there, it's mostly the Republic of Ireland which needs they call them the HGV drivers. Occasionally UK does post jobs for the HGV drivers, but the Republic of Ireland is the one which mostly hires people from overseas who are truck drivers. And the thing is, most of the time, because I've looked at these jobs, I've tried to post them before, they need you to know the route. I don't know if they understand what I mean by route. For example, if you are to move from, let's say, Dublin to Belfast, to where you need to know the routes for you to apply for that job. Unless if you say you're going to use Google Maps or whatever, but you need to know the routes. That's the one thing which they emphasize. And there's a particular license that they need you to have for you to be able to come to UK, to come to the Republic of Ireland as a driver. See, when it comes to jobs, whether it's the Republic of Ireland or it's the United Kingdom, whether it's a European country, if some of these jobs, the pays are similar. So why I'm saying that is because sometimes you want to come to UK as a care assistant. It's not only UK which is hiring. You can go to the Republic of Ireland as a care assistant. You can go to Finland. You can go to Luxembourg. You can go to, because all these countries, they're European countries, and because the care assistant jobs, the requirement is minimum. It's not like it's a PhD. It's not like it's a degree or what. The salary is more or less the same. So if UK does not do for you, you try the Republic of Ireland, you try Finland, there are so many countries in Europe which are in need of healthcare workers. Why? Because the population here in Europe is getting older and older, and there are no people to take care of the elderly people. That's why they now want people from overseas to come and care for the elderly. It's because of the effects of COVID as well. Because of COVID, you know, some countries, people were wiped out because of COVID, and they left so many gaps in the healthcare system. So don't just look at UK. Guys, look at other countries as well. It's called wet cloud, as in clouds. You know, the rain comes from the clouds, the rain, wet cloud. What is the particular website you said for scanning the words? Even on on your phone, if you go to your app store, whether you are using a Samsung, whether you're using an iPhone or whatever, go to the app store. And if you go to the app store and you search for word cloud or something like that, you see, let me just check if I can see anything in this what is it called? I don't know how to use a, what is it called? You check. So let me just check if I can find anything. What is it that is used for Samsung, guys? What is it called? Play Store, App Store. Okay, App Store. I don't know how to use a Samsung phone. If you have a Samsung phone with you there, just go to the App Store. Me, I'm failing to use a Samsung phone, guys. I'm used to using an iPhone. Let me try and search and see if I can show you from the, is it the App Store? I don't know. What is the app called for? Oh, it's called Play Store. Okay, thank you. Play Store. Okay. All right, Play Store. Let me see. How do I search? All right, word cloud. Word cloud. Word cloud. Word cloud generator. See, I'm not sure whether you can see, but if you are looking at this app, let me wipe. This is Minnie's phone, guys. If you are looking at this, I'm sure you can see where it's saying word clouds, which means if you use it to generate, if you can see, if you are looking at this, you can see that there are words. So all those words, those small words that you are seeing, they'll be generated by the word cloud. So if you use word cloud, because it's written word cloud generator, so if you've got a Samsung phone, there is your word cloud there. You simply go to that app, you download it, you paste on the app, and it will generate for you. So that is the app, word cloud. If you've got a Samsung phone, word cloud. I'm sure you can all see it. So that is the app that you use. Okay, guys. Like if you're looking at the app, you can see that those three. So if you are to apply, if you are, let's say I'll use this one for example. If you take whatever you take and you put on whatever the job description is, the letters which are the biggest, for example, if you're looking at this one, the bigger ones are breakfast, morning, coffee. You have those letters, those words which are popping out. For example, if it's a nursing assistant job, maybe you have something like a administration, maybe you have something like medication or whatever. Those words that you see, the big ones which are popping out in the screen, are the keywords, which means that the ones which appear the most. So if, let's say, you would have scanned your CV, after scanning your CV, you see all those big words. So you start with all the big words. You pick the big words first, then you move on to the small words. Then after choosing the big words and the small words, you make sure that they're appearing in your CV. If the big word is a medication, you have to make sure that medication is there in your CV because it's a major keyword. That's why it is the biggest one in the after generating. If it's a smile, or if it's repositioning, or if it's feeding, if it's mobilizing, you choose from those big words. Because if you look closely, I will zoom it in. If you look closely, there are big words, right, that you can see on the screen. And then if you zoom, there are small words. So what you do for you to beat the application tracking system, you start with the biggest words first, moving downwards. That is if you are doing your own CV. All those words that you see after scanning using the word cloud, you look at your CV, you tick, do I have mobility? Tick, do I have feeding? Tick, do I have repositioning? Tick, do I have medication? Tick, 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 tick. Ticking the bigger words going downwards. You understand, guys? Which means that way you know that, okay, I have included the keywords in the CV. And I stand a higher chance of beating the application tracking system. Because at times what I do is, when I am constructing your CV, I say, okay, send me your CV. Then you send me your CV. I scan the CV on Word Cloud against the, for example, let's say care assistant role. Someone only has 3 keywords. And this is a CV that they've been using to apply 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. You scan, someone only has 4 keywords. But the application tracking system needs 22 keywords. That is the only way you stand a chance of getting invited for interviews. Application tracking system. Understand, guys, we no longer do this thing of no one is going to sit and go through a CV by CV by CV by CV. You see, no one has got that time. So the computer, we have moved away from this world where people just look at the CV using their eyes. They use computers to shortlist you for interviews. You understand? And then from there, they can now choose from the 100, whether they choose 50 or they choose 22 or they choose whatever, then they choose from there. So make sure your CVs beat the application tracking system. It is so exciting. Me, I was so happy to know that someone who has been applying for over 200 times, I just do that one CV for them and they get 3 invites for an interview. You understand? 3 invites for an interview. I was quite happy. So if you're not going to utilize my services, try and utilize Word Cloud. Utilize Word Cloud. Try and see using your Word Cloud what you can come up with, and then you can, it doesn't take time, guys. All right. Lombo, I'm not even going to respond to you. Please stop, please stop, please stop. What? Do you have any more questions, guys? Hi, Cat Kit. Ahmad, I'm not sure. It's between £9 or £10 or £11, or I'm not quite sure. Any more questions, guys? So if we don't have any more questions, I'll round off this video. I'll ask you to kindly smash that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss any of my videos. Lamu, I've missed it. Don't worry, Lamu, the video will be there afterwards, but it's usually nice if it's on live because you get to ask your question and it gets answered there and there. With application tracking system, Charity, the percentage which is required, don't aim for anything below 90%. Aim for 95% and above. Outfit of the day. What is that? No, Macebo Mthethwa, you're asking, does Luxembourg and Finland take UK IELTS? If you are moving to Luxembourg or Finland, you don't need English. Those are not English-speaking countries. You only need English if you are moving to Ireland and the United Kingdom because they are English-speaking countries. Finland has got their own language, and Luxembourg also has their 3 main languages. So if you've got maybe a language like French, like Germany, like Luxembourgish, then you are free to go and work in what you call this, in Luxembourg. You don't really need English. English is for UK or Australia or English speaking countries. Faith, any countries you can recommend for IT without degrees? UK does hire IT, but it's just that most of the IT, they need you to have degrees. They need you to have degrees. I've seen where they say, oh, you can get an IT without a degree. If you don't have a degree, you have to have a relevant experience. You understand? If you have relevant experience, then yes. Nanny jobs with visa sponsorship, Diana. Okay, I'll check for those. Ashley Dwe says, I did my course with Florence, but I heard some people saying it's not easy to get a COS. How true is it? Which course did you do with Florence? Because what I have noted, because I've been doing people's CVs, they go on Florence Academy, they choose, maybe they choose a dementia care, or they choose medication, or maybe they just choose 3 courses which are not that much relevant to care assistant. You will not get a job with just Florence, because what you have to understand is that Florence is just meant to boost your CV. It's not meant for you to apply for jobs using a Florence certificate. You use Florence certificates to boost your CV, which means you'd have done your St. John's training, you'd have done your Nurse Aid training, you'd have done your Allison wherever you are, or whatever course it is that you did in your country, and then you top up by doing a Florence certificate in adult care if you want to go and work in adult care, or in safeguarding of vulnerable children if you want to go and work in children's care or support work or something of that sort. Otherwise, you cannot go and say, oh, I've done Florence, now I'm applying for a job. No, you will not get a job. Okay. All right. So guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you. As a rundown, I will tell you, you cannot move to UK as a bed coordinator or a pharmacy assistant or a, because they are not in the shortage occupation list. All those other jobs that I mentioned earlier on, they are not in the shortage occupation list. The jobs that you can apply to, 6141, 6146, 6145, those are the jobs that you can use to come as a care assistant. You cannot, there is no other role that you can apply to in the NHS which can take you with the qualification of a care assistant, because the only job which is there in the shortage occupation list is the care assistant. Those 3 codes are the ones for care assistants. All these other ones, bed coordinators, blah blah blah, you will not be able to get jobs there, because UK will not hire, as it is overseas, whether in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, or what. Have you ever heard of someone working as, I'm a bed coordinator? And what and remember, when it comes to bed coordinator, guys, for this, like, they need you to have the skill set. People actually have degrees to go and work as a band 4, as a bed coordinator under band 4. You have to have a degree. So these jobs, guys, they are not the ones that you need to be exploring. If UK is not giving, you try other European countries. They are hiring from overseas. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you. No, before I go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that you never miss any of my videos. Otherwise, we continue to keep things real. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video, which is tomorrow morning. Otherwise, bye.